What is up, Flosstube? Thank you for joining me. My name is Haley. I'm the Brigham House Stitcher, and this is my Flosstube YouTube channel where I talk about my cross stitch progress, a little bit about my life. Yeah, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for stopping by and spending this time with me. Let's see what's on the agenda for tonight. I have some haul. I have 2 starts, I think, since the last time I saw you, and haul, technically a finish, but like it's not here, and the regular whips. So should we start with the haul? Yes. So finally made a trip over to Shepherd's Bush. Didn't have a ton of time there because we took the kids, and so it was, don't touch this, don't touch that. I know, yes, we're going, it's fine. So I was able to get all the threads that I needed for one of my haul, and I got some fabric, and I got a pattern. My lovely bag. You know when you go shopping and you buy stuff and you really shouldn't have bought that stuff and you have buyer's remorse? I did not have that. When I left the store, I was like, I didn't spend enough money. That's the feeling I had. I didn't spend enough money. So, well, let's go through the fabric, I suppose. Okay. And last video, my sister said it wasn't like upbeat or enough energy. I seemed very tired, and so we devised a plan where before I turn on the camera I like dance around and get pumped up to a song, and I think it worked. Today was also a really good day at work, so we were having a lot of fun at work and I was really hyper. So anyways, hopefully tonight's energy will be okay. So I got a Lugana, a 32 count Lugana in Vintage Country Mocha. All of the colors I got are kind of this kind of vintagey mocha color. This is a Joblian Natural Light 28 count. This is a Joblian Sandcastle 28 count. It's very pink. It's a pink color. I liked this. And I'm learning from now experience that I have to pay more money for my fabric. Like, this one was $4.25. Okay, it's only 13 by 18. Okay, this one was $11.50 and it's 12 by 27. More money, more fabric. Who knew? This one is a Newcastle Natural Raw 40 count. Haven't stitched on a 40 count yet, but we can try it. And this is Jubbly Amaretto 28 count. Cashel Vintage Country Mocha in a 28 count. 18 by 18. $15. Okay? You gotta spend the money so you can do the bigger projects. Newcastle Linen Summer Khaki 40 count. I was adventurous and I bought 2 40 counts. So, and then like I said, I got, well, let's talk about my pattern that I bought. They had all their Halloween stuff out, and I could have just bought them all. Okay, I don't know why or when or how Halloween became my jam. I don't know how, but it is. And I'm loving the Halloween stitches. Okay, so they had all their Halloween stuff out, and I could have bought it all, but I refrained. And I was like, you know what you really need to do, Haley? You need to focus on Christmas. What are you going to buy for Christmas? What are you going to stitch for Christmas? What are you going to stitch for the winter months? So I was looking in their section, and there was some cute stuff, but nothing that really like pulled me in. So the only pattern that I did get is from the Statehood Splendor series, Virginia. Now, why Virginia, Haley? Are you from Virginia? Do you live in Virginia? No, neither. But I have friends who live in Virginia, and I go and visit there now 2 years in a row, and we're going back next year. So Virginia is my spot. I love Virginia. Colonial Williamsburg. I dream about going and sitting on the lawn and just like being at peace. That's my happy place. No, the place that like sets me instantly calm is Jamestown Settlement. Not historic Jamestown. They're two separate things. Jamestown Settlement. When I went there, it was so peaceful and so quiet and serene, and I loved everything about it. And it had a particular smell, and when I came home, whenever I smelled that, I was just like transported back. Anyways, love Virginia. Okay, to the Colonial Williamsburg, Virginia Beach section that I've been to. I love it. So anyways, I bought this one. I have two others. I have Washington, where I grew up, and Utah, where I live. I need to get Kansas, where I was born. But as I was looking at it, I was like, should I stitch all of them? Should I? And I was like, they're only $5 a piece. And then one night when I couldn't sleep, I got this idea where I stitch all of them and then I turn it into a quilt because my sister's a quilter. So I stitch all of them and then I have her turn it into a quilt that looks like an American flag. And these are the white stripes. You catch my vision, right? Super cool. But it's going to take a couple of years because to buy the entire series is $250. That's something we're going to accumulate slowly. So that's the pattern I bought. And then, oh yeah. And then also while I was at Shepherd's Bush, I bought fabric and thread for one of my new starts, which we'll talk about now, which is Sleepy Hollow Sampler by Finally a Farmgirl. When I saw this pattern, sorry, I don't want to take that one out. When I saw this pattern, I was like, yes, please. That encompasses all things Haley, all things, I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen it. There. I love this pattern so much. I need to stitch this pattern. So I bought fabric for it. I bought a Lugana, a 32 count Lugana in Vintage Country Mocha. And I bought all the called for threads, which are Classic Colorworks and some DMC and Weeks Dye Works. Now, I did start this. I told you I started this. I've been using the Weeks Dye Works the most. I haven't jumped into the Classic Colorworks, but I have been using the Weeks Dye Works. What I've noticed about this thread is that it's very dry. If that makes sense. It's very dry. Like, pulling it and, like, touching it and... Anyways, it's very dry. I'm having... Like, it's not my favorite thing to use. Okay? Not a huge fan. So anyways, here's where I need more experience. Okay? So, the design area is 9.43 inches by 8.79 inches. Okay? And it's stitched on a, I believe it's a 28 count. Yes, a 28 count Lugana. Okay? So this one that I got is a 32 count. I was like, okay. So this is 11 by 11. 32 count. And I was like, if my math is right, it should fit. It should be perfect. It should fit. If it's 9.5 by almost 9, 8 3/4, 9.5 by 8 3/4, then on a 28 count Lugana, then on a 32 count Lugana, it should fit, right? It's my train of thought. It should fit. So, anyways, we'll give you one more look and then I'll show you where I'm at. Okay. So I started to stitch and I started with Sleepy. I started right in the middle. And by the size of Sleepy, I was like, is it gonna fit? Is it? It does. Just barely. So the A is kind of the end on this side. And so it's definitely going to fit where the hoop is. I have about an inch on each side. So about an inch on each side. We're going to go up and down next to make sure it fits. But I think it's going to fit. So this and this are the Weeks Dye Works threads. And they're okay to stitch with, but they're dry. I know all thread is dry, but like it's not excessive. I don't know how to describe it. Just dry. That's how I describe it. It's dry. I don't know. I mean, I could use some wax. Now we're thinking, I did buy some wax when I went to Stitch West in April. I could use wax. Maybe that would help a little bit. Maybe. But anyways, there's all the threads. I don't have a project bag for it yet. I keep begging my sister. I'm like, please, I'm begging you. I cut the material for her to size. I did what I could, but she can't remember how to put the zipper on. So we're waiting for that. And then I will have a bag. And I'm like, I need you to make me 2. Because I need another bag. Okay, so there's Sleepy Hollow. And when I saw this pattern, I loved it so much that I didn't remember that I bought it. I bought it twice. That's how much I loved this pattern. So much. So I have an extra one. I was thinking that maybe I could, you know, call up the seller on Etsy who I bought it from and be like, hey, I accidentally bought it twice. Can you help a sister out? But I decided instead, why not give it away, right? So, oh, speaking of giveaway, we did not reach 500 subscribers, so I will not be giving away Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. If you guys do want to do a giveaway, how about Sleepy Hollow? If we reach 500 subscribers by next video, how about that? We're so close, people. I think we're at 471 right now. So, just need like 30 more subscribers in 2 weeks. And we will give away Sleepy Hollow. And maybe Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. Tell me in the comments which one you would prefer. And I'll do it. We'll give it away. Okay, so that was start number 1. Start number 2. Oh, I didn't write down what day. What day did I start it? It was in between now and the last video. But it is the Samhain Queen Stitch Along by the Witch's Garden Crafts. Okay, I'm pretty sure I didn't show this in the last video. I said I was going to do it, but so she's released the border, and then on October 1st, she's going to release one part every day in October. So get the frame done, and you're ready to go. I've put it on a 28 count linen color water lily. I'm using all the called for, stitching it 2/2, just how I like. And I've finished the border. And I think it's gorgeous. The color she picked and the color I picked, that's pretty true to form. This color, it's very, not robin's egg, but like washed out robin's egg. It's very light green, minty green. But anyways, I think the border's gorgeous, and it was easy because it was very symmetrical. And I'm loving how it's standing out on the fabric. So that's start number 2. Gotta write down what day I started that. Okay, and then the finish. We'll talk about the finish. It's a FFO. It's a fully finished object, but it's on its way to Virginia right now for my friend's birthday. And I didn't take a picture of it before it, because depending on what day you ship, it takes 5 to 7 days to get to Virginia. So I wanted to get it there as soon as possible so that it was there for her birthday. And it was the S's for her name, her last name. And I mean, it's not the best thing I've ever stitched, but it was done with love. And what I did was I just wrapped it around the outside and put felt on the back. And I left it in the frame I stitched it in. So that was that. Should we do a little bit more haul? So my sister and I are doing a technology fast. We're not going on social media. We're staying off of YouTube. We're not watching TV or movies, and we're trying to, stay away from the radio and that sort of thing, just to center our lives and clear our minds, that sort of thing. I went on Etsy and I bought some patterns. Some Christmas patterns. Because I'm like, once Halloween is over, what are you going to stitch? And I was also kind of having withdrawals from Instagram doom scrolling. And you can scroll on Etsy, but you also buy things. So the doom scrolling on Etsy led to 2 purchases. One, It's a Wonderful Life by Ars Enrica. I thought this would be a good stitch to replace Trick or Treat with once I finish that. Very simple, same color. Not going to be, switching colors here and there. And I think it's a very pretty winter scene. And we always watch It's a Wonderful Life during Christmas time. So I bought that one. And I bought House Advent Calendar by Lotus Lake Stitching. I was talking to my sister. She was trying to make her house more cozy and, find her decorating style. And I found her a couple of little houses. And she's like, oh my gosh, I love them. And I'm like, I think your decorating style is houses. And she's like, maybe it is. And then I showed her all the cross stitch patterns that I have screenshotted on my phone that I would like to stitch at some point. And she's like, I think your style is houses. And by this, the answer to that is yes. I think this is so cute. I love little houses. They're darling. I mean, Primitive Village, what is that? That's houses. So I bought those 2 patterns as well. Shall we get into the whips? We shall. First one is Governor's Palace by Ceil Humphreys. Started November 28th, 2024. It was a kit I picked up in Williamsburg, Virginia. And I'm stitching it 2/1. Now I imagine myself, the lawn goes back this way. And it's so gorgeous. I imagine myself when I'm stressed and I just want to escape to my happy place. My happy place is back here on the lawn looking towards the mansion, stitching on this cross stitch. That is my happy place. And I dream about being there. Okay, so here's where it was last time. And I only worked on it 1 day this past 2 weeks. And I had left my pattern at home. No, at work. That shows you how much I'm at work. Left my pattern at home, which I'm there all the time. Anyways, at work. So there's where it was last time. And when I show you where I got to this time, you're going to be like, huh? What? Where? What did you do? I don't see anything. You're lying, Haley. You're lying. Can you see what I did? Can you see? No? I did the driveway. I had the stitches going this way. It was back here. And so I started doing the stitches this way. I'm doing a checkerboard for the driveway. Let me just stand up here so I can show you and see at the same time. I'm doing a checkerboard. And as I was doing this, I thought to myself, is that good enough for the driveway? Yes, this area is basically solid stitching. What you've got 100 times 12, a lot of stitching. But I was looking at it as I was stitching it and I was like, is it enough? So I think possibly maybe I'm gonna pick a light brown color, like a khaki or a tan, and just randomly in that driveway do little stitches, not to fill in the whole thing, but like maybe like 10 stitches in this one and 10 stitches in that one, you know, maybe 5, maybe 7, but just give it a little speckle, you know. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I like that idea. I don't get a lot of work done on it when I don't take it to work, which is funny because you should be working at work. But, oh, come on now. Oh my gosh. I had a loose thread. Okay. So there's where that one is. Least amount of work done on that. Let's do history, which is next. History Witches by The Little Stitcher. I started this August 4th. I finally went on Instagram. Even though I'm doing a tech fast, I'm still posting on Instagram. I'm not scrolling. I'm not looking at anything else. I am posting. And I went back to see when I started History Witches. It was August 4th. It's on a 32 count linen. It didn't have a color name. I'm stitching it with DMC 2/2. And I've combined History Witches 2 and 1 into one pattern. I'm going to sit like this. Something to this effect. So, this is where I was last time. We got the History Witches, we got one border, we got another, almost. And here is where we are now. So we got the border all the way across and down, and I started on the first witch, who is, what is thy name? Alice Keitler? We're working on Alice. And the goal here, and the goal with this, is not to have the whole thing done by Halloween, because, yeah, right. But I'm going to try to at least work on her and get her completed. I think it's doable. So we'll work on Alice, and with the pattern comes a little story about each witch, which I do have right here. Where is it, my love? Is that you? Not Mary Sutton. No. No. Come on now. Yes, Alice. Kilkenny, Ireland, 1324. That's where she's from. So it has a little history about her, which I haven't read yet. I want to get a little bit more into her before I start and maybe read it to the kids. So, discovering 4 historical witches of the past, their magic animal familiars, and their short story honoring their memory. So, we'll get into that eventually. And there is beautiful Alice with her beautiful red hair. Oh, don't fly away. Okay, one thing I've noticed about myself with taking a break from media and stuff like that is my brain floods itself with song lyrics and movie lines. And so if anything reminds me of anything, I'll either burst into song, like just now when I said don't fly away, I almost started singing, oh, I'm like a bird, I'll only fly away. All day long, every day. That's what happens to me. But it's fun. It's fine. Okay, next one is Trick or Treat by the Prairie Schooler. Started June 20th, 2025. It's on Lugana in the color Murky. DMC and called for. It's 28 count, stitching at 2/2. And this is what it's gonna look like. And like, I'm surprisingly close to it being done. Like, I really thought it was bigger than it is. I really thought it was bigger than it is. But here's the good news. I finally moved the hoop. It's been in this spot for the whole time. So I finally moved the hoop. This is where it was the last time you saw it. And dang, I've got a lot done. I got a lot done, man. Okay. Ta-da! Nearly done with that top half. And again, with measuring fabrics, I thought this pattern was way bigger than it is. There's so much fabric on here that's not being used. This is the top, and these are the two sides, and the bottom isn't far behind. So there's like 3 inches up here, almost 4. And then 3 inches on the sides. So we better do something good with this because I wasted a lot of fabric on this. So we've done the moon, and there's a mistake in here. A very grave mistake that I didn't notice until I was filling in up here. The mistake is down here. It's not going to focus the way I would like it to, but the chin is just one square above the broom where it's supposed to be 2, and it's just 1. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Didn't notice it until I was filling up here. And then when I was doing the smoke here around the bat, right here, something was off there too. I'm like, you know what? It's not a full coverage. These things are not touching. Nobody's gonna know unless I tell them. Told you, don't tell anybody else. So, some things are off on this, but I still think it looks good. You'd never know, right? You'd never know. So now, what I think is adorable is the smoke is a ghost. Do you see the little ghosty? And this smoke down here is also a ghost, but it's adorable. So I've been working in this, well, filling in this and working on this and getting the ghost, doing the moon, working on the tree. The tree's not done. There's also a fence there and some pumpkins, and then we can move on to the bottom. That's a lot of progress. I didn't realize it was quite so much, but I'm very happy with it. Okay, Primitive Village. Primitive Months of the Year Village. Are we in frame? Yes, we are. By NARAxStitchPatterns on Etsy. I started it May 2024. It's on a 16 count Zweigart Ada gridded. Stitching it with DMC and 2/1. Working on 1 month until it's done. We had just finished June and we moved on to September. So let's get a look at September. It's a little beginning of fall scene. Super cute. Super cute. Here's where it was the last time you saw it. Did a little bit of the fence. Did the bushes. I think. The frame. Border. Possibly. I don't know. I'm gonna sneeze, pardon me. Maybe I won't, I don't know. Okay. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, you got so much done. Look at how good that looks. Psych. I got this like cornstalk plant done, and then that blue of the house. I framed it, haven't filled it in, but I worked on it. And this is why it takes me 3 months to finish a square. Progress is progress. And I think it looks really good. Yeah. When I get September finished, I'll have a whole row done. I'll have 5 houses done. And it will only take me 2 years. All right, next is Let Freedom Ring. Are we at the finale already? Yes, we are. Okay, Let Freedom Ring by Lila Studios. I started it January 4th, 2025. It's on a 28 count Lugana vintage mocha. Stitching it with DMC and Classic Colorworks. Stitching it 2/2. It's part of the Stitch Along by the Crow River Stitcher. They have Zoom meetings every month on the 4th. I only made it to the first one. I'm always busy all the other times, and I feel bad about it, but it is what it is. Here is where it was at last time. Last time I had worked in this area. And I was like, work on the building, Haley, work on the building. I was like, I don't want to. So, last time we were at 13,102 stitches out of 35,726. We were at 36.67% done. This time we're at 14,221. We're at 39.81% done. Moving this to my Sunday stitch has kicked butt. Oh wait, I didn't show you what it's supposed to look like. Silly me. That's what it's supposed to look like. So pretty. Yeah, moving it to Sunday has kicked butt. I stitch on this thing like a champ. Here is where I am at now. See it? Yep, we can see it. So I started on the flower. To be honest, the flower intimidated me. That's why I hadn't started on it for so long. I wanted to, but it intimidated me. So I did it. I started on the flower. Here, we'll give you a good look. All right. Okay. So I started on the flower. I started with the red, and it looked so good. I was like, you can do it. You can continue on. So I continued on, and then I put 1 color into the leaves, and then I put 2 colors into the leaves, and then I put 3, and it looked so good, and I just wanted to keep stitching on it. So I'm really happy with this progress, really happy with how it looks. It's so pretty. I mean, it's a beautiful pattern. It really is. It's very pretty. So my goal on this one is to continue stitching on the flower. Try to get a lot more of it completed, if not all of it. So, very happy with the progress on that. All right. There we go. That is all of my things. Let's see what's going to be happening within the next little bit. Oh, tomorrow is my mom and dad's anniversary. I should call my mom. And then, Oh, my doctor recommended me to a foot specialist. So on the 30th, I'm going to go see him. Get some x-rays, get some ultrasounds, because my doctor thinks that maybe it's not plantar fasciitis, just something that presents as it. Because what we've been doing to try to help it has not been working. So hopefully they help. Hopefully we figure it out. Strangely enough, the only thing that has been helping is wearing these funky, chunky, plastic Birkenstock looking platform, you know, when was it? In the 2000s, when all the flip-flops were platform flip-flops. Kind of looks like that. It's the only thing that kind of helps. Like, I'll be wearing my work shoes at work, and like a couple hours in, I want to rip my feet off. And my doctor was like, well, you're the manager. Are you going to report you for not wearing proper shoes? I was like, no. And he's like, wear them at work. So then I bought a pair and like want to rip my feet off, put on the new shoes. My feet go, ah. And then I'm able to work the rest of the day. And like, I'm still, like, my feet still ache, but it's not like this unbearable, I'm limping now, I've got to ice my foot type thing, and I've got to use the CBD oil, and I've got to take the CBD gummies to ease the pain. I don't know what these shoes are, but I need to find these shoes in tennis shoes form and wear them all the time. So there's that. Anything else going on with me? Oh, my best worker, Ty, he's leaving. Today was his last day, which is why we were having such a good day. Not that he's leaving, but like we tried to, like, a party. It was a celebration of life, you know, instead of a funeral, it's a celebration of life. So we had a really good day. We were joking around, messing around, being crazy and hyper, and just having a really good day. And the day flew by. It was a good day. And I also hired somebody new, and I just pray that they are going to be what I need them to be. I haven't heard back about the job that I applied for. I don't think I'm going to get it. I've still been kind of looking for new jobs in the city I live in, but there are no sit-down jobs available where I live. And it's just like, okay, well, hopefully the doctor can fix me so I can stay at my job. So there's that. Anything else? I don't think so. Not dating anyone. Not talking to anyone. Dating life is dry right now, which is fine. You don't need to date losers. Okay. Plans for the upcoming 2 weeks. Told you what my plans were for the Let Freedom Ring, for the Samhain Queen. I want to say the name right. It's spelled Samhain, and so I want to pronounce it like that, but it's Samhain. I looked it up on Google. Samhain. So before I see you next time, she's going to release 1, 2, 3 parts. So we'll have some new stitches on this, which I'm excited about. It's a mystery stitch, and I showed it to my nephews, and they're like, what if you don't like it? What if you don't like what it looks like? I'm like, then I don't like it. Then I give it away like all my other cross stitches. Do a little bit on this one. That's my goal for that one. Just chugging along on Trick or Treat. That's my goal there. History Witches. Maybe get her body going. You know, get her a body. That would be nice. And then for Governor's Palace, at least work 1 day on it. That's my goal for that one. Not a great or lofty goal, but that's my goal. Now, a couple weeks ago, I talked about the Where even is it? I don't know. I don't even know where it was. I was going to start on the sampler roll, right? I was excited about that one. I was going to start on that one. Whatever happened to it? Well, I didn't get the floss that I needed for it. And then I found all these other patterns that I wanted to stitch on, and I started stitching on them, and then it's like Halloween. So hopefully this sampler roll I can make my Thanksgiving stitch. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed, because that would be nice. And then, of course, stitch on Sleepy Hollow. Those are my goals. All right. And I'm trying to convince my sister about this quilt. She's like, well, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. And it was right here behind me on the floor. I printed out all the pictures of the pillows that Thread and Milk Designs did. And I printed them out, and then I put them... Well, maybe I should just show you. Let's see. There. I made like a little mock quilt. It's not going to be spaced like that. I don't think so. But that's kind of what I wanted to look like. I wanted her to see the vision. And she's like, okay, yeah, I kind of get it. So that's the goal there. Okay. Also my goal, oh no, the next time you see me, oh, okay, I know, one last thing, okay, I promise, one last thing. I had taken off October 17th, 18th, and 19th because I was going to go to Stitch West in Salt Lake. Decided against it. It wasn't very, you know, spend friendly. It wasn't a smart financial decision. So I've taken those days back. I'm going to work the 17th, not the weekend. No. But my boss said that the next manager meeting that we have monthly manager meetings, usually over Zoom or like Teams, is going to be the 16th in Ogden. And I was like, let's go to Stitch West. Like, I had talked to my sister about making the time I took off for Stitch West. I meant Shepherd's Bush, not Stitch West. The time I took off for Stitch West, I was like, hey, what if we use that day I took off and we just had a girls' day and we went to Shepherd's Bush and we just looked for like 2 hours? What if we did that? And she's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do that. But now I'm going to work the 17th, and we're going to, because it's a manager meeting in person, the 16th of October in Ogden. So we're going to do that day as the girls' day. So that's my plan there. So not the next Flosstube, but the one after that. Hopefully I will have a gigantic haul from Shepherd's Bush. Gigantic. Okay. I want to spend hundreds of dollars on that day. I'm excited about this. Like half my paycheck. That's how much I want to spend there. So I got to get all my threads together for all my projects. I got to know what I'm missing and what I'm not missing. I got to know what fabrics I need for projects I want to work on. So that's my goals coming up for the next little bit. All right, I'm done rambling. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. And if we get to 500 subscribers before next video, do you want... Oh, don't fall. Don't fall. Do you want Sleepy Hollow as the giveaway or Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow? Which one? All right. We will see you next time. Bye, guys.